All right, guys, we're live here for the Week 13 recap, and I'm gonna be quick on some of these because I gotta get to the main event. And we're gonna start off with big ass TD's Kevin versus Worthy of Our Trust. Kevin wins the battle, might have lost the war. Bucky Irving's banged up. Taysom Hill's out for the year, but good game overall for Big Kev. Hey, Big Kev, 128 points, gets the dub. Trey walks the plank, is next in line to get his ass kicked by your tribal chief. Now, the Patriarch beats Lamb of Godwin, Tony Sr. beating Tony Jr. in the Tony Bowl. George Kittle sucks ass. I would probably just cut him. What a loser. 0.7 points. What a bum. Now, of course, he was playing in the snow, and everybody knows you can't play somebody in the snow. We all know that. So I guess you can maybe give him a bit of a pass. I'll tell you who you can't give a pass to. Tank Dell. Holy monkey. Why do you keep starting that guy? But Rico Dowdle, big game. James Cook, big game. Josh Jacobs, big game. Led Senior to the W. Tony, it's getting to the point where CeeDee Lamb is borderline not playable. He's had one. Wrigley, stop it. He's had over 10 points once in the last month. It's getting brutal out there for CeeDee Lamb. 2.3 this week, illustrating a very low floor. Man, Breece Hall, easy matchup against Seattle. He shit the bed. So, Tony scored 86 behind 19 from his defense. It was a bad week. 19 on defense, and you still only scored 86. Not ideal. Tony hopefully can get back on track this week against Steve. Now, Paul, I didn't think Paul would ever win another game, but I forgot he gets to play Joe. So Paul beats Joe, who is just having an all-time bad season. Paul really only had Najee Harris have a really good game. Everybody else was just okay or worse. But it was enough. Paul gets the dub. Don't need to spend a lot of time there. Cursed by the old gods, knocking off Steve Top, Senior Bottom. You got Jared versus Jason, and Jason's season essentially comes to an end here. I don't see much else Jason could have done. I went back and checked something. If Jason played the same schedule as Tony Sr., he would have one loss this season. Jason would be running away with first place. Just incredibly bad luck for Jason. I feel for him. We've all been there in fantasy, but Jason might be the first player ever to finish with the most points and not even make the playoffs. It's brutal. Now, on to the main event. I didn't just beat Steve, okay? I crushed Steve in this one. I mentally broke him to the point where I got him to do several stupid things that directly led to my W. You know why Steve benched Josh Allen? Because I convinced him to. I sent him text messages with the pictures in the Buffalo Stadium. I talked about how I wish I could bench McCaffrey. By the way, that wasn't a lie. McCaffrey, I knew he was going to get hurt. I told you guys he would get hurt in this game if they let him play in the snow. And then he died on the field. So there you go. But that being said, Steve, I dropped the Tampa Bay D. I Trojan horsed you. I catfished your ass. I dropped the Tampa Bay D, pick up the Dallas D. That was plus 14 for me. Okay. You played the Tampa D over Denver. That was a plus 17 for me. So really, defensive maneuvering netted me about 31 points in this matchup. If I just stuck with the Bucks D, I lose. But I didn't. I went, got the Cowboys, got the dub. I also, really don't understand why you would listen to me when you're playing me. Obviously, I wanted to face Bo Nix the whole time. Why wouldn't I? Josh Allen he's been the number one QB in fantasy for what, 3 or 4 straight years? I mean, I don't know what the thought process was there. The bottom line is my team is like a great legend, and we're a legendary story, this team. Steve's team is like an urban legend, like a nightmare that you would want to stay away from if you can. I don't know what he's going to do. Actually, I do know what he's going to do. He's going to lose. So Steve's going to miss the playoffs. That's what he does. Fully expect the collapse to continue after mentally breaking Steve and destroying him and ruining his season by convincing him to bench his best player. I don't know what else to say, guys. I mean, anytime Steve calls somebody a minion, you just point to this. I just mentally manipulated Steve into ruining his season. So, Steve's hiding out. He's kind of being a little bitch. He's not saying anything in the chat because he's scared that people are going to make fun of him. He's touchy. I get it. He's emotional. Maybe Steve might need to seek a psychiatrist and some counseling after the way I Jedi mind tricked him out of his entire season this past week. So there you go, guys. There's your recap, and I will see you, I guess, on Thursday for the matchup preview. See you later.